Thank you for tuning into my channel. Today I'm creating this look using the Fenty Beauty Stunna lip paint. I'm using the purple one, though I believe it's called Undefeated. And then I'm also using one of the Killawatt palettes in What a Brat. I love using the Stunna lip paints with a Killawatt palette. Those two have been my kind of glam go-to looks. Everywhere I go when I wear those, they're like, oh my God, what do you have on your eyes? And it's just these two looks. Seriously, the Stunna lip paint and a Killawatt palette. So if you'd like to see how to get this look, keep watching. So I'm going to start with the Stunna lip paint. This one's called Undefeated. It's the purple one, and this is what it looks like. So I'm going to take that, and I'm going to start applying it just on the outside first. So like I'm going to make a V with it. So I'm going to take it here, just like you're making a V. And I'm just going to focus on the outside part. Okay, once I have that, I'm going in with a blending brush. This is just a brush from Anastasia Beverly Hills. You can use whatever blending brush you want. I recommend one that's kind of firm, that's a little stiff on the end and not too fluffy. So what I'm going to do is just go in lightly and just kind of slowly blend that in. So I'm going to work it all the way on my entire eyelid space. But I'm just slowly bringing it in first. So, and then here, if you notice, I'm bringing it up a little bit higher right there, but still keeping the space blank right below my eyebrows, on my brow bone there. So now I'm kind of going on the edges too, and just kind of diffusing it just a little bit. So again, I'm going to go back in, wipe my brush off, and I'm going to go along the edges here. And now I'm going to kind of use circle motions just to kind of blend this upwards. So I'm not really trying to get the color fully here. I'm just trying to lightly blend it up so that it all looks smooth and there's no harsh edges. And for me, I find the best way to do that is like to do circle motions right here. And the good thing about these is that the Stunna lip paints like really are easy to work with. All right, and then once you feel like you have it blended enough, I'm going to wipe my brush off again. And this time I'm going to go into a lighter face powder. This isn't my normal face powder that I use all over my face. This is probably like a tad shade lighter, just a little lighter. I'm going to show you what it is. This is MAC, and it's their new NC50. And it's almost kind of a cross between like my normal face powder and a translucent powder. So I'm going to wipe that same brush off. I'm going to go into that powder, because what I want to do is just lightly set it. I'm not trying to really change the color very much. I'm just kind of lightly setting it and just almost kind of like diffusing some of the harshness. So I don't know if it's really showing up as well on camera, but just applying that just softened it just a little bit, so it wasn't like so harsh, the purple. I still want the purple to be there, but I want to set it and just make it just a little softer. So now my next step is I'm going to go into one of her Killawatt palettes. This one is called What a Brat, and it's a really pretty pink shade. Let me show you what that looks like. So if you can see, it's really, really pretty. Just a nice pink. With the Kilowatts, I really find that it's best to apply these with your finger. I'm not a fan of that. I know you might not be either, but honestly, it really is the best way to get the true pigment of the color versus using a brush. So I can show you just real quick. So if I use a brush and I go into this, tap a little bit off. It's light, you can still see it. But watch, I use my finger. Okay, I know you see that difference. It's just, it really is a major difference using your finger. And the thing about it also is, like with this look, you don't have to be totally precise. I'm just kind of putting it right there, concentrating in the inner corner. And then once I have that on, I can go in with the brush and just kind of spread it around to the parts that just really didn't get a lot of love. So like especially right here on this inner corner. And then I kind of work it up because you want that bling and that shimmer to show. Now with this, I do recommend doing your eyes first because you're definitely going to get fallout with the shimmer. There's no two ways about it. Even if you use a brush, you use your hand, you're going to get fallout. I don't mind that because I like that it's really like pigmented and I can really see it. And I normally do my eyes first anyway, but I know a lot of you out there probably don't. So, but I definitely recommend doing your eyes first. So now I'm going to go back with the fluffy part of my brush and just kind of lightly blend over. Just make sure everything's nice and smooth. Look how pretty that is. That is such a pretty color, and it's just so easy to do and so quick. So for right below my brow bone right here, I'm going to use her Fairy Balm, and it's called, I think it's called Rose on Ice. Let me see. Yes, it's called Rose on Ice. And mine, I just got a little one like that. And the color is really, really pretty. So what I'm going to do is get a smaller brush, and I just tap some into the cap, and I'm going to put it right there, right below the brow. And so it really made it really pretty and almost like a different shade because we blended the purple up into the brow bone. Now I'm going to take this and just kind of make sure everything's seamless. And that's it. That's pretty much the eye look. So I'm going to put on lashes and I'll be right back. So I'm back. I applied lashes. The other thing that I did that I want to tell you real quick is I took my brush and dipped it into the Water Brat Killawatt, and I just sprayed it with Fix Plus, and I just went in just right here in the inner corner and applied just a little bit more, and it really made a huge pop. It may not come across on camera, but it really made a huge difference. So that was the very, very, very last step that I did. So anyway, on with the rest of the look. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with the under eye, but I felt like the eye itself was just such a pop that it didn't really need much. So all I'm going to do is apply black liner. I'm just using an Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On pencil. And so I'm going to get a mirror so I can be a little closer. So I'm just really going underneath that lash line, and I'm also going to apply it right in the lash line just a little bit. I always have to be careful with that because I wear contacts. But I'm just going just a little bit inside the line. And that's pretty much it. And I'm going to take my favorite mascara right now. I know it used to be L'Oreal Double Extend. I still like that mascara, but I am loving the Bad Girl Bang mascara from Benefit. I really am in love with this mascara. It's very dark, and I like that when I take it off at night, it's easy to remove as well. And it just makes your lashes like really long. When I don't wear eyelash extensions, I normally use this mascara, And I'm telling you, it really makes such a difference. And sometimes I'll use this with the double extend mascara. I'll use the primer side and then put this over it. And man, it really makes a huge difference, I'm telling you. Okay, so moving on. Now I already applied my foundation and my concealer. So now I'm gonna apply bronzer to just give me a little bit of contour, and I am using Fenty Beauty, the Mocha Mommy bronzer. That's what it looks like. And I'm gonna take that, go along my cheekbones here. I just, not too long ago, filmed a full foundation tutorial, and I'll link that below if you haven't seen that. So that's why I didn't want to film it again, the whole look, because I felt like I just recently did that. And then what I like to do is kind of take my brush like this, dip it in there, and I kind of like to go along my nose. I don't contour my nose a whole lot like some people do, but I do like to just do it just a little bit, just to give it a little bit of snatch. And now what I'm going to do is go into that fairy balm, the fairy balm that we used like right here below the brow. I'm going to take a little bit on my brush and just kind of put it right there in the inner corner. And just put it right there in the inner corner, just a little bit. Just like how that just gives it a little bit of pop and makes your eyes like just kind of become a little brighter. So I'm not going to use blush with this look. I feel like with the bronzer, with the eyes, that it's just enough. But I am going to use highlight. So I'm going to go back into that same rose gold color, the fairy balm. And I am going to take my brush and I'm going to use that as my highlight. So I'm going to take it right here, right on the end, and just kind of brush up. Just kind of follow just your natural curve right there. And again, the same here. And just follow that natural curve. And then I'm going to just take a little bit and just go down my nose. So we're just about done. So now I'm going to go back into the Stunna lip paint, what we used on along the eyes. And I'm going to take it and apply it just right on the ends. Don't worry, it's not going to be this harsh. Going to blot just a little bit there. And I'm being very light with this. And I'm even going to take my finger and just kind of blend it in just a little bit. So now I'm just going to take the Fenty Gloss Bomb and I'm going to put that right on top. So I like how it's a little darker on the edges and then lighter right there in the middle. And this is the final look. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment. I will see you next time.